I bet you're wondering how I got here. Stressed, depressed, and don't know what to do next.
What's up, all my aliens? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Naya Barcelona, and in today's video, y'all, I got a story time for you. And this story time right here, crazy, freaking crazy. This is about a recent, very recent situation that happened last week. We're gonna be talking about my travel / vacation horror story, okay? Now, again, if you're new here and you don't really know who I am, I post a lot of beauty, lifestyle, and travel related content, but now story times. And so this is gonna be a story that was just too insane to not tell on this channel, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and just get straight into this. Okay, now before I can get to the root of the story, I gotta give you just a little bit of backstory so I can kind of, add on to what we got going on. All right, now if y'all don't know, you may or may not know, my best friend Marcus, who you've met on this channel before, is from New Orleans. So I go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras a lot. I've been a lot these past recent years. I've gone with my friend Day, and we went 3 years ago? I think that was 3 years ago we went to Mardi Gras. Either 2 or 3 years ago we went, and we decided to go back this year, okay? Now I have a group chat with some friends. It's me, Day, my other friend Stassi, who I'm just gonna use her name because it's too much trying to change names, and my friend Rafid, and another girl. Now, I just story time about the other girl. I forgot what I named her, but it doesn't even matter. Anyway, in that group chat, we were talking about where we are going for our 2025 travels, okay? So I had said I'm going to Mardi Gras this year, so I can't do anything around March, late February. They were like, all right, we're trying to go too. First, Day was like, I'm definitely down to go. And then Stassi was like, yeah, I want to come too. I was like, all right, perfect. Let me ask my friend Marcus and let me get this all sorted out, and then we can just go from there, okay? Now, this was months ago. That happened months and months ago. Now, as the time is going on, we're all talking. We're still planning the trip. I'm still in communication with both Day and Stassi. We're getting everything in order, okay? So the plan was to go to New Orleans on March 2nd. That was my plan. Everyone else could figure out their own plan, whatever. My plan was to go March 2nd through the 6th. Now, most people were like, all right, I'm going to just pick the same days because who cares? Now, me and Stassi were talking for a little bit more recently because she had told me, like, oh, when's your flight landing? Should we get a rental? And I told her we don't need a rental car because my friend drives. Now, here's where things get confused. I did not know my friend. Should I even put his business out there? Let's just say Marcus can't drive, I don't think. I still don't even know. He has not confirmed this for me, but I think he is not supposed to be driving. Now, I told her that he had a car, which I did not even know he didn't have a car. So, I'm like, all right, he has a car. We don't need a rental at all. She was like, all right, whatever. Actually, she didn't even respond. Now that I think about it, Stassi did not even respond to that message. I could go back and check, but it doesn't even matter. Now, she didn't respond, and then I text her back a couple of days later, or a couple of weeks later, and was like, actually, we do need the rental because Marcus told me he's going to be at work the whole time we're there for Mardi Gras. So we do need a car if we want to go out and see stuff. No answer, y'all. No response from Stassi whatsoever. So I was like, you know what? I don't even care if I don't get a response because this is my trip. I already planned. I've been planning this trip. She was trying to join my trip. I wasn't trying to join her trip. She was trying to join my trip. So she wants to reach out to let me know what's going on. If she's still coming, cool. If I don't hear from her at all, I ain't planning no more trips for her. Because what in the world? Now me and Day start talking. Day tells me I'm going to leave a little early and be there on March 1st. I said, all right, perfect. Whatever works for you. Something with her scheduling, that is fine. So now it's me and Stassi supposed to be arriving on March 2nd and Day going March 1st. What was Marcus doing? I really don't know. I don't even care. Now, let's fast forward to the day of the trip, okay? The day of my trip, March 2nd. I'm getting on Delta Airlines, all right? Now, Delta, y'all better count your freaking days, bro. Count your days. The departure time is 8:55, not 9, sorry. It's 8:55 a.m. is the time I'm supposed to leave the airport. Now, I get to the gate. Everything is smooth sailing. Now, I already have a little bit of anxiety with the flights prior to all the stuff that's been happening. I don't like being on planes that much. I really don't. I love to travel, but I don't like being on planes. It's very weird. Very, very weird. But I hate being on an airplane. But I want to see the world so bad, so I just do it. Now, we board the plane. Everything is going smooth. It's going on time. It's 8:30 when the plane starts to board. So, a little before 8:30. But the plane is boarding. We're now on the plane. I have a good seat. I have a window seat too. Come on. Buying the basic ticket and getting a main cabin window seat is like, you just hit the jackpot, because they will put you in the very back of the plane wherever they can just fit you in. Now, I had a main cabin window seat. There's only one person next to me. It was good. Plane takes off, okay? The plane takes off, and it is, let me read my text. Okay, the plane takes off. Going on about 20 minutes up into the sky, I'm looking around at my window like, why can I still see buildings? Like, you know, the plane is supposed to go up. The plane was not going up. It was just straight, but I could still see all the houses and the buildings and stuff. And usually after about 20-30 minutes, the plane should be pretty high up. It's not supposed to be still looking at buildings. You should only be able to see, for the most part, just clouds, right? Am I wrong here? Like, you should just be seeing clouds. And so, as soon as I thought that in my head, lo and behold, the pilot comes on the intercom, okay? The pilot gets on the intercom and he's like, attention passengers, I just want you all to know we have to make an emergency landing due to an air conditioning malfunctioning on the flight. I was like, yo. So everybody on the plane is like, groaning, getting mad, because with all the stuff that's been happening in the media, that they've been pushing into the media about these planes, the last thing you want to do is be on a plane and then you hear, oh, something's malfunctioning, we got to make an emergency landing. So as we get back down on the ground, they tell us, all right, there's a plane coming from New York. There's a plane coming in from New York. Now, New York from where I live is like a 30-40 minute flight. Depending on how the wind is moving, the wind could push you with the current and you can get there quick. You can get to my city really fast from New York. 30 minutes, tops. So they're like, all right, there's a plane coming in from New York. Your flight is going to leave around 1:50. Mind y'all, it's now maybe 9:50 or at this time in the airport. It's about 9:50. Let me look at my receipts. Yeah, it's about 9:50. And I get a text message too from the airline saying, your flight is departing at 10 a.m. Okay, remember that. It's telling us 10 a.m. even though the person at the counter said 1:50. So I'm a little bit confused about that, but I just chop it up to whatever they got going on. Maybe they changed the time. I don't know. But then 10 minutes later, I get another text message that says, wait, I lied. Before I even get to all that, when we got back down on the ground, I was nervous because when we pull up to the gate, there is fire trucks at the gate. And I'm thinking, is the plane about to go into flames? Because why is the fire department here? And when we got off the plane, the pilot was telling us like, hey, there was noxious fumes coming into the cabin. So if you feel nauseous, please go speak to one of the firefighters, safety people, get checked out. 3 people were feeling nauseous, so they went to get checked out. 1 got rushed to the hospital. I don't know, maybe they were sitting right under the fumes, but I didn't really smell anything or feel sickness. Thank goodness. I take my vitamins every day, y'all. Take your vitamins. Take them vitamins. But I didn't feel any kind of way as far as like sickness or anything like that. So I was like, all right, cool. I don't have to go see anybody, whatever. All right, now back to what I was saying. I had received another text message 10 minutes later that said, your flight is now leaving at 2:55. Mind you, it's 10 in the morning. I'm tired because I did not sleep the night prior. I usually catch the early morning flight and I pull an all-nighter so that I can sleep my whole entire flight. So I did not sleep all night. So now I'm getting annoyed because I can't sleep. I was supposed to have landed in New Orleans at 12 noon. That was my landing time, 12 o'clock. So now I'm annoyed because we're running way behind. And I was calling Marcus to see what was going on, like where he was, and Marcus was not answering the phone. That's what really had pissed me off, Marcus not answering the phone. Because how you got guests coming, how are you hosting people, and you're not even available to answer when they're calling you? So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm about to call Marcus's best friend. He has a friend that I know. We're not going to give him a name. It doesn't really matter. So I text a friend. I said, when you get this message, call me ASAP. It's an emergency. Because it was an emergency. And I want to say maybe 15 minutes later, that boy was calling me like, what do you need? What's going on? Let me know what's happening. So I'm explaining the situation to him. And some way, somehow, he gets in touch with Marcus. How is he? And I told him, I said, don't tell Marcus anything. Because if he don't want to answer the phone, don't tell him where I'm at. Don't say anything at all. And so my friend Day was already there. She had already been there. But I didn't call her anything because she couldn't help me. Like, there was nothing she can do. So, after that, let me see. So it says 2:55. All right, so at 12 o'clock noon, okay? 12 noon, we get another text message that says, your new flight leaves at 4 p.m. So we've gone from 10 a.m. to 2:55 p.m. to 4 p.m. now. And it is now noon at the airport. I've been sitting in the airport my whole entire morning. Almost 6 hours I've been there because I got to the airport around 6:30. You know, they say get there 2 hours before departure. I got there around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and nothing, still nothing. So now I gotta call the rental company because I rented a car. So I called the rental company and I'm like, hey, I need to know what can be done about this situation. Can I push my time back? What can be done here? And they were like, oh, well, we can't push your time back, but we'll hold the car and let us know if anything changes. I'm like, all right, cool. Then I booked the rental through another app, through an app. So I called them and I'm like, hey, what can you do? Can you please put in the system that this is what was told to me? And they're like, well, call them back and see if you can get a refund because they close at 3. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. So stupid. So I just paused. I paused. Then I get a call from Marcus's friend again, the one that I didn't name. I get a call from him. He's just checking on me. He's literally sweetest person ever. Sweetest person. Just checking, make sure everything's still good. I'm telling him like, hey, I got delayed again. So by this point, I now go to the Delta Lounge. The Delta Lounge, if you don't know, if you have a Delta credit card, you can access this lounge area and just chill and relax. So I go up to that lounge and I'm telling the lady at the kiosk, super nice lady. I didn't even get her name, but she was so nice. And I was telling her like, hey, I do have a card with y'all. Can I use the lounge? So she was telling me like, all right, scan your boarding pass, whatever. It's not working. So me and her spent a good 30 minutes. She tells me, you know what? Try to add your card to the app instead and put and scan the boarding pass on your app. So I'm doing that. It's not working. She's like, okay, well, follow me. Let's go to the computer and let's do it this way. Try to scan your boarding pass, whatever. Let's update your info. We go update the info, try to scan the pass. It is not working. So I leave and come back with new card info on my phone, on my app. And I'm like, all right, scan my boarding pass. Let's see what happens. It doesn't work. They scan it again. It doesn't work. They scan it again. And the lady who was helping me was just like, you know what? Just come in. Just come in here. Like, she was like, I don't really care. Just come in. So they let me in the lounge. Now I'm sitting down, chilling. Still have not heard from Marcus. I I have not heard from Marcus the entire day. Not even a call back. Then his friend calls me again. And he was like, oh yeah, I told him what you were doing. Blah, blah, blah. I told him what was happening. And I'm like, okay, how can you reach him but not me? You're not the one going to see him. I am. So he should be calling me to check and make sure everything is good. Mind you, I think he was also at work. I don't know if he was at work or if he was hanging out with Day. But either way, I should have got at least a text message like, hey, I'm busy, but I got your message, whatever. I got your call, whatever. Cool. I would have been like, all right, perfect. At least he got the call. I know everything's still good. But it was crickets, y'all. Crickets. And this was making me mad. This was making me real mad. Because if I call somebody and they don't even answer, call back, nothing, or if I text you, you don't answer, respond, nothing, I'm going to get annoyed. Especially in this kind of situation of stress where I need to know what's going on. So, I'm in the lounge, okay? I'm now in the Delta lounge, chilling. I'm eating breakfast, trying to calm down. They had sent us like a $12 meal voucher. Do y'all know how much $12 is gonna get you in the airport? It might get you a soda and a piece of gum. The airport is so expensive, that's not getting you anything. So now as I'm sitting down at the in the lounge, I get another message on my phone that says, your flight is now departing at 4:30. So now they pushed my flight back by 30 minutes, y'all. 30 freaking minutes, which is crazy to me. By 30 minutes. So I'm now calling the rental company again because I'm like, I'm definitely not making it in time to get my car. So I call the rental company and they direct me to customer service. This lady who I'm talking to, her name was Alyssa. I remember Alyssa, nice woman. I'm talking to her and I'm asking her, hey, I have this, I've been in the airport for a long time. My plane is delayed, girl. I'm not making it on time to get my car. Can you please push my reservation to tomorrow? So I'll just come get my car tomorrow. She was like, yes, perfect. That is fine. And I'm sitting on the phone like, all that time I'm calling the rental place earlier and y'all could have just pushed it to the next day. But y'all giving me the runaround, telling me, oh, I can't do certain things and you're going to try to hold it and whatever the case may be. But like all this time you could have just pushed my rental up, pushed my pickup time up another day. So the girl Alyssa, she pushes my time up to the next day. So I'm like, all right, relief, instant relief. I don't got to worry about the car, nothing like that. Now, I had asked Marcus's friend, can he get me from the airport? But he was like, no, I don't have no car and I can't drive right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, why does nobody have a license? Nobody can drive. This is insane. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do travel tip. When you travel with people, make sure, because now after this whole trip I'm realizing, I'm learning this, make sure one or two, not even one, two people, at least two people you're traveling with that have a driver's license and are able to rent cars. Because it just doesn't make sense to me that I have all these people with me on the trip and no one can get a car or drive. I'm like, even if I wanted one of them to go pick up the car for me, they couldn't because none of them can drive. It's more of a liability than it is an asset. So please make sure when you travel, you have at least one or two people. I'm gonna say two. I'm not even gonna say one or two, because you need two people that can drive and can rent cars. Because I really wish that I was able to just put someone else's name on the car, have them go get it real quick, drive back to the house, and then they could get me from the airport later. And I would have avoided all of this chaos that is soon to come. The chaos it's not even over, y'all. The story's not even over yet. But make sure that you have at least two people who can drive and have a license, because brother, now I get another message from the airline, and it says, your new time is 5:25 p.m., y'all. Mind you, when I get this message, it's 3:15 p.m. I've been at the airport since 6:30 a.m., which means if my flight is not leaving until 5:30 almost, I'm gonna be in the airport for almost 11 hours. I mean, from 6:30 to 3 is bad enough. And they sent us another voucher. I was so annoyed. So I go on my Twitter account and I'm tweeting like, this is so annoying. Delta, count your days. I can't believe this, whatever. And I get a message from a reporter. And I'm like, what the? And so this reporter, she was like, do you want to, wait, I missed a part. While I was sitting down trying to figure out my life, a news article pops up on my Facebook feed, y'all. A news article of this plane situation, which it wasn't even necessary. I don't even know why a news article would pop up, but a news article pops up on my feed, and that's when my mind was blown. I was like, okay, seriously, y'all? And I'm gonna link the news article in the description box, so if you do want to read it, if you don't believe me, I'm gonna put a screenshot on the screen and link the full article down below. So if you want to know what actually happened on the flight, you can go see for yourself, and I could prove, this is proof that I was on that flight. All right, I'm not exactly sure where I left off because my camera died, but I know I was telling you I'm gonna post the article, the news article that popped up on my Facebook feed talking about this whole debacle. I'm putting it in the description box, so if you want to check it out, click the description box and you can read up all about it, all about the stress of my life. Now, I get another text message. This is the last text message that I get from the airline saying, your flight is now departing at 5:57, which means 6 o'clock basically. So my flight has been pushed from 8:55 a.m. y'all to 5:57 p.m. I've been in the airport from 6:30 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. I was in the airport my whole day. If I knew I would have spent my whole day in there, I would have just went back home. And I had called my mom too. My mom was like, just stay home. You're not meant to go out there. Just keep your behind home. I'm like, no, I want to go see my friends and whatever and hang out. Terrible, y'all. I literally should have just stayed home. It was a sign from God. Stay your butt home. But I still went. I went anyway. So now when I land, we take off on time. Now I have more anxiety because I'm like, all right, I was just on a plane that the cabin pressure could have possibly dropped with me on there. Like, that was terrible. That was scary. Now I'm getting back on another plane 12 hours later to go to New Orleans. And I still have not heard from Marcus. I heard from his friend. And then I have not heard from Day. I didn't even reach out today, so she probably didn't even know what was going on for real. Or maybe she did. I don't know. I didn't hear from anybody. I didn't hear from nobody. So when we land in New Orleans, I get my things and I hop in an Uber. Now, as I'm in the Uber, I'm still talking to the news reporter lady because she's like, hey, can you call me at this phone number so we can do an interview? I'm like, oh, bet, say less. I got you. I will do the interview. I don't even care because I'm just so angry and so tired. I'm like, I'm going to do this interview. I'm definitely going to do the interview. But I need to talk to Delta so I can see what's going on here. I need to get my refund for my flight because this was crazy. When I also landed, my bag was broken. I need to get what am I going to do with my bag? How's the compensation work for my bag being broken? And then Delta also sent me a reimbursement form so that any expenses I had to make due to the delay, they're going to reimburse me. So now I'm like, all right, let me fill out the reimbursement form and get my money back for these Ubers that I'm now taking because I didn't get the rental car. Now I get to the house and no, as I'm in the Uber, I'm texting Marcus and Day. I'm like, is anybody home? Like, anyone at the house? Day responds with, no, I'm going back home. I'm in the car like, huh? Going back home? Like, I thought we were going to be here most of the week. Well, honestly, I didn't even think Day was coming for real because she had told me about her job situation. But when she ended up there, I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess she'll be there for the week. I didn't know she was leaving. No one told me nothing. So I'm like, okay, like, that would have been nice to know. If I knew that, I would have just stayed home. If I knew she wasn't even going to be there, I literally would have just stayed in Boston. There would have been no point for me to even go to New Orleans. I would have just stayed home, to be real. Because I didn't hear from Stassi, and then they left early, I would have just stayed home. But anyway, then Marcus tells me, oh, the key is outside, just get the key, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. Get to the house. I greet Marcus's family. I do the interview with the reporter. I say all positive things. Hopefully she don't twist my words up or whatever. Who knows? At this point, I don't even care. All I care about is getting my refund and figuring out what to do from here. Get my compensation back for all the stuff I had to pay for due to not having a car. Now after that, y'all, the story doesn't even end. I've landed and the story is still not over. After all that, the next day comes around. Now remember, I called the rental car company and I said, hey, let me pick up the car on the next day. So the next day comes, I'm calling the rental company, and I'm so happy my intuition told me, call the rental place before you show up there, because you're going to be taking another Uber. The Ubers during Mardi Gras were like $50. They were not cheap. Not cheap at all. 50, nothing. I didn't find anything over under like $25, but to get to the airport during that time it was like $50. So I'm lucky I called and I said, hey, I have an appointment to pick up a car at this time, can I still come get this car? And they're like, we don't have no cars left, it's Mardi Gras weekend, we literally have no cars. So why would y'all tell me I could reschedule if you don't even have any cars left? So now I'm mad. At this point I'm super mad, because not only am I by myself on this trip, I have no car. I'm like, all right, this is getting ridiculous. This is getting way out of hand. It's like bad thing after bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. Like, it's so annoying. So that happens. Now I'm pissed because I don't have a car. The rental company is playing games. And I'm like, okay, well, can y'all refund me my money? And they're like, no, we don't do any refunds. What do you mean you don't do any refunds? I'm gonna need my money back, bro. I'm gonna need you to run me back my money. So I'm like, no, can you send me the refund request form to my email right now? They sent me the refund request form. I fill it out, right? Then I get an email sent back to me like, oh, you can't get a refund because you didn't come pick up the car on the day you booked it. You guys literally rescheduled my pickup time to Monday. I was supposed to pick up the car Sunday. They rescheduled it to Monday. I called Monday to come pick it up, and they had no car. So that's on them now. And they're like, oh, you didn't show up. I'm like, what? I called beforehand, and you told me there was no cars. Why would I still show up when there's no cars? So now I'm still currently in a dispute with them because they will not give me my refund for the car. They're refusing my refund even though they didn't have a car for me to even pick up. So now I have to dispute all these charges with my bank because these people are playing games. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dispute it with my bank. I'm letting y'all know. I'm letting y'all know right now. Priceless rental. If you guys book anything through Priceless Rentals or Economy Booking, don't do it. Do not use Economy Booking or Priceless Rental. I'm going to put both of their pictures on the screen. I don't care. That company does not insure you any type of security with your car, or if you have a delay or any kind of trouble with your flight, they do not ensure that you will be able to still pick up a rental at any time. So do not book through Economy Bookings or with Priceless Rentals, because I guarantee you now, if you're not like me but you're going to fight it, you're going to end up losing all your money. These people are thieves. They're stealing money. I don't care to blast them. They are trying to steal my money. Do not book with them. But y'all, that is going to end the story time today. Let me know what was your worst ever travel experience. And my camera's about to die. Great. Give me your worst travel experience. I would love to know the stories, but this right here was terrible. Next time I experience a delay this bad, I'm just going home. I'm going straight home and getting my refund for my flight. I don't even care. Clearly, I was not supposed to be in New Orleans. Should never went. And now I gotta fight for all my money back and do all this stuff with my broken bag and everything. Like, this is very stressful. So next time, I ain't doing all this. I'm just going back home. Forget all of this. All of it. But again, do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you liked this story time, because I post more story times and more videos. And if you've been on my channel for a while and you love the stories, please check out the other videos, because it's a vibe. They're all a vibe. And follow me on all my social medias. They're going to be linked down below in the description box, so you can have easy access to me on other platforms. But I will see you next week in another video. Peace.